Hello and welcome to our March band concert. We're going to start up tonight with the 5th grade band. This is an exciting night for them because this is the first time that they're actually playing full band music at a band concert. Before they were at their elementary concert. It's kind of a whole new ballgame to play full band music. So we're going to demonstrate what we've practiced and what we've learned with High Adventure. You are no longer playing your part along with other people and it's all the same and it matches. So they learned how to play duets and then we learned how to play different parts at the same time. We had to learn how to rest. And in the next piece, we even have to learn how to rest and count, and some of us play in the first part of the measure and some of us play at the end. This one we also added dynamics, so louds and softs and how to incorporate that and control our sound a little bit more. And this one adds an element of fun. I play this one probably every other year because it is so much fun, and you'll see why. Here's Popcorn Prelude. you tonight. We're going to do a swing tune. So American Patrol actually was a march back in like the 1880s, but it was made famous by Glenn Miller's version in like 1942, and that's kind of the rendition we have for you. So here is American Patrol. Told the kids it's like I missed that class that they taught how band directors should use a microphone or something every concert. So the first one that the junior high band is going to play for you is Above and Beyond. It's by a pretty famous composer for band music. He does a ton of stuff for kids like this in senior high. We worked on the two different styles that it has. Is kind of like the fanfare at the beginning, and then there's more of a legato smooth section. So we talked about how to kind of connect that. So here is Above and Beyond. When I handed it to them, it was like, oh, this song is gonna be super easy. All these notes, all these rhythms are super easy. It's a slow and pretty song. That actually makes it really hard, especially when you're this age, but it's something that we need to work on. Because there's all these things that are not written in the music that you just have to learn how to do. Like phrasing, okay? So phrasing, there's musical sentence all over the place. The composer doesn't tell you it's 4-bar phrases, it's 2-bar phrases. You have to figure that out by kind of studying the music and what to do. There's also like connecting the parts. So you don't want huge gaps. Like I told the kids, it's like when you run a relay. You have to kind of be running already before you take the baton. You can't just start out cold. And that's kind of the same piece, idea when we're doing a piece like this. I've said this before, it's our vegetables. It's sometimes not our favorite thing to do, but it makes us really musical and something that we have to constantly work on. Some people just get it, and some people are always working on it. So here's a little Irish tune for the day after St. Patty's Day, Danny Boy. So this next one is a new piece to us. And this, I heard, Keaton, was anyone else with you during this honor band? Was it just you? Eli. So a couple, Eli Lamont was in that one too. So there were a couple kids in this honor band last year, and they played this song, and I circled it thinking, I need to look at that music, because that was super fun. And it actually is like very accessible, and I found a new composer that I really like, and now I want to play all of her music. She's still alive today, and I actually had the kids watch an interview that a band director did with her, and she kind of explained why she wrote this piece, some ideas that she had about it. So it's two different dances that you're going to hear. So the first one is kind of more the upbeat gypsy type dance, and then the middle one is more of a soloistic thing where she's like trying to portray, I think, a hawk, and then it goes back into the upbeat. So the thing that I love about composers being sneaky is they have no idea that through this piece of music they learned a harmonic major scale. So a different person in the world uses different scales, right? And so she used this, but threw it in the piece very sneaky. So if I told them to play that scale, they would have no idea what to do, but they're doing it already. So I love when we can sneak things in there. So I love this piece. Hopefully you enjoyed it. This is Byzantine dances. So speaking of being sneaky, that's kind of why I like using some pop tunes. Like this next tune, they just like it because it's phenomenon and it's fun. But it's got a whole bunch of chromatics, a whole bunch of accidentals, there's some syncopated rhythms, but because it's fun, we don't care that we're learning hard things. So this is a fun one. It's one that like you probably look at the title and you're like, I'm not sure if I know this. And then we play it and you'll be like, oh yeah, I know that from the Muppets. So here's Phenomenon. So, I program a march every year, one, because I just love to teach them. I think they're important for our history, and there's just so much to them, I could go on and on. This year, it was a Sousa march, and it's a pretty familiar one. So marches are usually in like 2/4 or 6/8, and this one is in 6/8, which is a little meatier than what we've had to do before. So it's a more difficult one that I asked them to do. The thing with a march is, though, if your group is well trained enough, it doesn't matter who's standing in front of them. Enter guest conductor. So we were thinking about adding a twist this year, because we were just kind of talking about, man, you could probably make bank if people could choose not to have their name in there, because wouldn't you know, everyone who's come up here didn't actually put their own name in here. I've had a lot of band dads. I've had one band mom. I've never had a sibling. I've never had an alumni, and I've never had a current student. So if you're looking for ideas for next year, there you go. But this year, the winner is Bruce Arneson? Come on up. So, I don't know if you've realized, but to be a bulldog lately means to be busy. So, as band members, we, in the past 2 weeks, have had 4 different pep bands that weren't on our original schedule because our teams were doing so well. And so one of them was at home, and the other 3, we got to travel with them. And the results weren't exactly what we wanted, but we still had a good time celebrating with them, and we had a lot to be proud of as bulldogs. So along with that, we also had large group contests last week. And so we traveled to DC during the day on Wednesday and played our pieces for a couple judges there. You'll hear the next piece, I'll talk about that in a little bit. And then way back in February, we did another contest called Solo and Ensemble. So could I have those kids come up here real quick so you can get your awards? We had 9 kids go this year, and there were 5 different events. You can do up to 3 different things. You can play by yourself, you can play in a small group. This is a completely optional above and beyond thing. I just say, hey, if you want to sign up for Solo and Ensemble, I'll throw you some music. I give them a bunch of music to choose from. They come back and say, yeah, we like this piece. They practice it, and then I work with them a little bit, and then they go in front of a judge. So here were the results. So, receiving an excellent for a mixed duet was Ashley Rosno and Anna Lee. Receiving an excellent on a woodwind trio was Anna Lee, Ava Heimel, and Eli Lumber. Receiving superiors, so that's the highest ranking that you can get, was a clarinet trio of Abby Hare, Ava Heimel, and Andy Rewerson. Also receiving superior for a low brass duet was Miranda Malik and Austin Wellstrom. And then receiving another superior for a trombone duet was Steph Snodowski and Miranda Malik. So when you go to a large group contest, I always play a march as a warm-up just because I think they are fun to play and they actually help us when we get on the stage because we don't get to ever practice on a stage, so it can be a little intimidating. And then you have to choose something from this list that the Minnesota State High School League puts out. And so this year I was looking for something new, and one of the pieces actually, I think Miranda and Austin had done this at that same honor band last year, and I struggled with thinking that was just really different and kind of cool. And lo and behold, it was on the list. And so I thought, well, let's try it out. Another composer I had never known, I had never played her music before. Kate Nishimura is a Japanese-Canadian woman, and she composed this in 2018. The hard thing about this one, so it like packs a lot in about 1.5 minutes. So literally like you breathe and it's done. It's a super short piece. You have to be very gentle. It's about flying. There's not a story to it, it's just an idea. So there's a lot of like syncopated rhythm and some ostinato things that we just kind of had to learn how to layer and tune. So it was a fun piece, but yeah, cool to learn. So here is Into the Blue. like I said before, some pieces tell a story throughout it, some just are about an idea. This next one tells a story, and it's actually a historical event that happened. It was during the Civil War, and there was a Union spy who was planning to destroy some Confederate railways. And so what he does throughout the piece is, at the beginning, they're just having breakfast. He arrives on the scene, so it's kind of peaceful. And then he uncouples a train, and this train's name is the General. And so it's like a locomotive, like a steam thing. And then, so they take off, and the Confederates take off chasing it by foot. So there's a little bit of chaos there. And then they decide maybe it would be better to find another train to chase this train with. So then you're going to hear a definite turn in the music. If you're paying attention, it goes from 4/4 to 3/4. If you're paying close attention, I know my husband is. So that change signals that now we're using the train to do the chase. So then is a little bit more chaotic. They get really, really close to catching him. He pulls away again. And then it gets even more and more chaotic. About 7/8 of the way through the piece, it's just kind of like mass chaos destruction because he's trying to destroy all these trains. Eventually, the first train, the General, runs out of wood and water, and so you'll hear the train slow down, and then he does get caught. And there's like a whole book in my score about this event, but that was the short story. It's cool because they use some effects like Lexi plays the chimes to signal like the bell of the train. There's one point where the flutes have to be like a train whistle. And when I talked about that middle section, what's interesting is there's a pretty big French horn part. Every other time I've had to play this, I've always had to have alto saxes cue that, so cover that, because either I didn't have enough French horns, and this year, that wasn't even a thought. I think the saxes asked me right over there, do you want us to play the cues? And I was like, you? Because these guys have got it. I actually had a comment at contest that my French horns were too loud, and I was like, yeah, right? Yeah, so I said, absolutely, I will take that. They will play too loud. This is our beast of a piece. So it's a little bit chaotic, but it's pretty cool. So here is the Great Locomotive Chase. mention that actually we had two junior high kids, you'll see I marked them on the program, that got into a junior high honor band in February as well. I'm still waiting. There's one that I haven't heard who's gotten accepted, but I nominated as many as I could because I think there are a lot of kids that could go. So that's coming up in April. We also had way back in January something called Music Listening Contest. I bet you didn't even know that we had a team at our school, but we had 3 students, Carl Overby, Nick Muellners, and Owen Benz. Okay, so what this does, we have the boosters help us pay for our entrance fee, and we are given this guide, this book, and it's like 45 pieces of music from all across, like every type of music, way back from like Bach and like even like think monks, like way early type music, and everything from, I think Owen's favorite category was video game. Yep, we had video game music this year. Carl did not love having all the piano people because everything sounded the same, all the Schumanns. Yeah. And so we kind of divide up how we're going to study it, and then we meet each week. And some of the categories, it's like a knowledge bowl, but it's like one of the categories which just floors me. They could play 2 to 10 seconds of a piece of music, and we have to identify it in those 2 seconds. Like name, and it's like very specific. It has to be spelled exactly correctly, and some of them are not easy. And we traveled all the way down to Pine Island for this. There were 10 teams there. We placed about 4th, but the team that actually won there went on to win like nationals. So that was a pretty good competition there. So I have certificates for them, but how about a hand for our music listening contest? So like I said before, I like pop music to kind of sneak in some things. And I had looked at this piece of music because on some of our Facebook groups when I was trying to figure out what to play this year, they said, oh, kids these age love How to Train Your Dragon. And I was like, okay, I had never actually seen the movie. And so Courtney Sportser borrowed it to me, and it's actually a really good movie. It came out about 2010, we said, so I think Abby said she saw it in the theater, right? Yes. So what I like about it is later I was looking on some other stuff, and one of the forums said, how do you teach triplets? What song do you use to teach triplets? And they said this song. And I was like, yes, we already have that down. So really cool music. Hopefully you enjoy. Here's How to Train Your Dragon. And that's all we have for you tonight. Hopefully we'll see you in May. Thank you.